about 6:45. I was able to get into the stand a lot quicker this morning because I had left all my stuff up. Just took my bag and my camera arm and all that. And then walking out last night, I found there's basically a direct trail going to the kind of northeast out of here. So last night after I shot that doe, I sat and watched her, and she ran probably, 60, 70 yards and stopped. And I could see right behind her left shoulder some tough, it looked like a good shot from there. And then she kind of walked a little bit and then bedded down. And then I think she had got up and moved again as the fawn was kind of coming towards her. And then all of a sudden I had seen kind of some flashing of the tails. I thought she ran off, or I know the fawn kind of took a few jumps. Couldn't see her. She was behind a bunch of big popples. And then the fawn, he just kind of kept coming back and back, and then he left for a while, and then he came back. And then I ended up getting down after sunset and checked my arrow, and it was pretty brown, so it was pretty a lot of guts. So I wasn't quite sure of the shot anymore. I wanted to kind of give her a little bit more time. Didn't want to spook her, so I went back. My phone died right as I was going down a tree, and so I got back to the truck and got home. Ate a little bit, charged my phone a little bit, called my dad and my brother. They came out with me, and my brother and I started tracking kind of to where I got to the arrow and no blood there. I said, well, she's right about here, but it's pitch black, it's hard to see. We were just using lights from headlights, and we ended up going a little bit farther than she was. And so I planned on walking back, say, hey, I might have to go to the stand, and I'll be able to tell you exactly the direction because I remember. And I started walking back, and then I saw her. So it pretty much was about where that last time I'd seen her. She had just moved, a few feet farther forward. Ended up getting her home, got it all quartered up, and put it in the fridge hanging on a rack that I made so that it kind of aged, since it was only going to be in the mid-40s. I got out this morning, and there was a doe and 4 fawns that were kind of crossing the trailhead, walking in, and then as I was here, kind of taking a couple small little branches that might have been in the way, ended up seeing another set of eyes. So got a few more minutes till shooting time, so looks like I gotta cover the camera. It's starting to rain a little bit. I don't think it's supposed to rain at all the rest of the day, but kind of gotta cover up right now. First doe. Everyone else I've gotten with bucks, but I'm working on a management hunt, so I gotta try taking what I can, plus I need the meat. It's 3:45 right now, back in the stand. What I thought was a 4-pointer ended up being a 7-pointer. He ended up running about 130 yards to the edge of the trees where it kind of goes into the long grass. And I thought it was a good shot, which ended up was being a good shot, but it ended up being a touchback, and he had dropped a little bit, and it was a liver and a lung shot. Just straight pass through, which is good. Not a lot of blood, surprisingly. I think it's because it was a little high because he ducked or dropped down. But I was able to find little specks to kind of know where the trail was, and he's kind of stayed on a main deer trail. Ran all the way out. So it was a pretty easy drag out to the truck because I could see my truck from where he dropped. Got it home, got it skunned and quartered up, and swapped the doe for the buck in the fridge, and started cutting up the doe. And my dad's starting to do that now while I'm out. Ended up going and about 4 fawns this morning, and then I'd seen a fawn look like to the southeast or southwest of me, and that buck was actually kind of to the north and was curling around, and I thought he was going to give me a shot there, but he probably did. It was at 30, but I wasn't comfortable with it because there was a branch there where I needed to be, and he ended up heading to the south while someone was walking on the trail, so I snort wheezed at him a couple times, and he ended up turning around, coming back, and stopped exactly where that doe I shot yesterday was, and he kind of picked me out, but I just stood still. I kind of waited till he had turned his head and drew back, and he kind of looked back, and he turned his head again, and he just took a step forward as I shot, and then he raised the arrow, almost got to him. He tried to duck, and it was that liver and lung shot, kind of quartering away. Went 130 yards, and was able to, make my first time getting 2 deer in a year, especially one each day so far. Pretty good. So when I first saw that buck, he was walking, cut right through here. Got my binoculars and saw he had a little rack. I thought it was just like a tall tine buck, but I ended up seeing when he moved farther over to the west that he was at least a 4. But he'd gone, and then I heard some sticks breaking, and he might have been making a little rub. But then he walked behind these cedars. If he would have gone in front right here, I have a nice clear shooting lane, about 20 yards. But he had went around, and I had probably a shot like right here. But I don't know. There's a couple. There's a branch that hoops down here, and then this little tree has a little branch that comes up. But then he ended up walking into these pines, and then that's where I lost him. And then he ended up coming back where I shot that doe. She's standing right there, and that's where he was too. And right now I was able to just put one foot on my step, the other on the platform, and just basically lean way back around this tree. Had a nice clear shot, and then he took off running this way. Basically at the end of those popples there, that's where it gets to a clear cut in the power lines, so that's where he was. And the trail's probably only, 20-30 yards